Siyanamukela ohlelweni lwe-Ithala Edu platform enilethulelwa ngezilokotho ezinhle Ithala kanye ne-GoDigitalSA Foundation. Thamelani izifundo ze-mathematics, i-accounting, isiZulu ulimi lwasekhaya, isiNgisi, i-FAL, i-physical science, i-geography, ezobuchwepheshe, i-computer applications technology kanye namaklasi e-learner wellness okungukuzilolonga ngokomqondo kanye nomzimba. Lezi zifundo zethulwa nsuku zonke kusukela ngoMsombuluko kuya ngoLwesihlanu kuqala ngehora lesine kuya kwelesihlanu u4 kuya ku5 ntambama nangomgqibelo kusukela ligamanxe ihora lesishiyagalombili 8:30 kuze kugamanxe ihora lokuqala emini 1:30. Zithameleni futhi lezi zifundo emsakazweni Ukhozi FM njalo ngoLwesine kusukela ngo9 kuya ku10 ebusuku. Ningangena ekhasini lethu lika-Facebook elithi GoDigitalSA_movement noma kwi-YouTube uthi GoDigitalSA Foundation. Siyethemba nizolijabulela lolu hlelo oluhlose ukunifundisa futhi lulekelele kulokho enikufunda ezikoleni zenu. Luthokozeleni-ke lolu hlelo nimeme nabo bonke abanye abafundi bebanga le-12 grade 12 ukuze nabo bazuze kulo futhi nonke nicijeleke ukuphumelela kwizivivinyo zenu zokuphela konyaka.
Sanibonani grade 12, igama lami ngumuzi waMthembu, tutor yenu ye-geography. Mase sirecap nje ukuthi senzani last week nani. Saqala i-chapter entsha ka-third term ebizwa nge-Economic Geography of South Africa. Lapho sabheka ama-primary economic activities, la esathatha nje ama-activities amabili abalulekile. Sathatha kwi-farming, sathatha ama-primary activities, sathatha i-farming, sathatha i-mining. Sasho-ke mfundi ya-grade 12 sathi kubalulekile-ke manje before uye kwi-exam ukuthi uqaphele lezi zinto lezi. Uwazi phela ukuthi iyiphi imaphi ama-activities nje e-South Africa enza umnotho omkhulu noma a-contributor to i-land, i-GDP yala e-South Africa. Sabheka i-farming, sabheka i-mining, sasibheka ama-factors manje a-favor i-mining ne-farming in South Africa. Saphinde sabheka futhi ama-factors that are hindering noma alimita i-farming ne-mining in South Africa. Sawenza saphinde sabheka futhi the importance of i-farming in South Africa ukuthi i-contribute how much. Sasho sathi yes, i-contribute to ama-job opportunities, ne-mining ngokunjalo i-contribute to ama-job opportunities bese i-increase i-buying power. So namhlanje grade 12 sizobe senza i-secondary economic activity. Ilapho la sesishintsha khona-ke manje i-primary economic activity siyisa laphayana-ke manje kwi-secondary. Siyayishintsha izinto ezilaphayana kwima-primary. Iziphi lezi zinto esiyishintshayo-ke manje? Ngizokwenza i-example nje. Uma simba igolide laphayana silimba phansi, silimba liyini? Lisuke liyihlabathi. Kodwa for thina ukuthi silisebenzise manje leli golide lezo, mhlambe emakhaya nanoma-ke, kuzomele phela ukuthi siliprocesse-ke leli golide. Once saliprocessa-ke grade 12 leli golide lizobe seliyini-ke manje? Lizobe seliyi-secondary activity. Now, asibheke-ke grade 12 ukuthi yini i-secondary economic activity. I-secondary economic activity involve uprocessor kwama-raw materials and manufacturing of goods. For example, njengesibonelo nje, usugar cane, umoba lo obonayo nje, usutshaliwe, ungashintshwa to ushukela kumaphi ama-industries, kuma-industries abizwa ngama-sugar refineries noma kuma-sugar mills. Now, ama-secondary activities can be divided into ama-light nama-heavy industries. Kubalulekile as u-grade 12 lena ukwazi ukuhlukanisa ukuthi yini ama-light industries, yini ama-heavy industries. Asike swabheke-ke i-difference, sibheke ama-light industries, sibheke ama-heavy industries ukuthi ayini grade 12. Okay. Ama-light industries sizowabheka ngokwama-examples akhona, ibonele nendawo abakuyona Siphinde sibheke futhi ngokwe-material abayidinga ukuthi badinga i-material engakanani. Siphinde sibheke nendawo-ke abasuke be-operate-ela khona ukuthi badinga indawo engakanani. Sibheke ne-infrastructure abayisebenzisayo ukuthi injani. Siphinde sibheke futhi ne-environmental impact ukuthi yenza i-damage engakanani kwi-environment. Asiqale sibheke ama-light industries. Asibheke ama-examples of ama-light industries. Ama-examples of ama-light industries. Sikhuluma nge-jewelry making. Sikhuluma nge-clothing factory. Ama-computer manufacturers. Nama-food industry and beverages. Now, asibheke ukuthi i-location yalana-ke bajwayele ukuba located kephi. Ama-light industries grade 12 engaba kwi-CBD noma ebe kwi-zone of decay lapha kwi-transition zone noma ebe kwi-industrial estate. Asibheke ama-raw materials abawadingayo. Badinga ama-raw materials amancane. Sometimes engaba partially processed. Ukuba partially processed ukuthi awaprocessiwe ngokugcwele. Asadinga ukuprocesswa again. I-land requirement. Indawo abayidingayo ukuthi badinga indawo engakanani. Ayikho indawo engakanani abayidingayo specific. Kodwa bengasebenzisa nanoma yiphi indawo available. Bengasebenzisa even ama-buildings lawa amade abizwa ngama-multi-story buildings. Ngoba vele bona basuke beproducer izinto ezincane. Khumbula grade 12 say i-example kungaba i-clothing industry, kungaba i-computer manufacturer. Now, i-infrastructure abayidingayo. Yiphi infrastructure abayidingayo? Bengasebenzisa nanoma yiphi infrastructure evele ikhona. Ne-power evele ikhona futhi. So which means the local power. Sibheke ukuthi yiphi damage abayenzayo lapha kwi-environment. Grade 12 ama-light industries awawenza umsindo omngako. Awawenza ukungcola omngako emoyeni. Even nasemanzini futhi. So they have little to no impact on surrounding areas. Abangcolisi lutho, ayikho pollution. Sambe sekuma-heavy industries grade 12. Ama-heavy industries, ama-examples akhona imaphi? Sikhuluma nge-power stations, ama-power stations la benza khona ugesi. Sikhuluma ngama-iron ore and steel factories. Sikhuluma ngama-motor vehicle factories, ama-paper mill, maningi ungawabala grade 12. Kodwa la sikhuluma ngama-factory, ngama-firm amakhulu. I-location badinga ukuthi bebekephi-ke manje kunendawo. Bajwayele ukuba located kwi-outskirt of the city. Masikhuluma nge-outskirt sikhuluma ngendawo phela engale ngaphandle kwe-CBD. Most of the time ama-heavy industries grade 12 uzokhumbula-ke senza i-settlement geography ukuthi khona into ethiwa i-rural urban fringe. Ila uthola khona phela-ke ini manje. Thola wona ama-heavy industries, thola izinto ezinjengama-sewage, thola izinto ezinjengama-rifle range, ama-golf course. Nawo-ke ama-heavy industries-ke angena khona lapho kwi-rural urban fringe ngoba kusuke kunama-functions amabili lapho. Kusuke kune-function yakephi yakwi-rural urban, sorry yakwi-rural nakwi-urban. Now, i-raw material abayidingayo badinga engakanani grade 12? Badinga i-raw material enkulu. Most of the time ize ngama-bulk. And le raw material isuke ingekho processed. Yiphi le raw material esikhuluma ngayo? Sikhuluma phela ngezinto ezisuke zimbiwe lapha yana emgodini, mhlambe bamba mhlambe yona i-iron ore. Isuke ingaprocessiwe. Isuke injalo isuka phansi kephi emhlabeni noma emhlabathini. I-land requirement badinga indawo engakanani and indawo enjani. Ama-heavy industries grade 12 adinga indawo enkulu futhi e-flat. And most of the time kusuke kuyi-single story building. Uma sithi single story building, so which means i-building esuke i-flat ayiyi phezulu. I-infrastructure abayidingayo-ke Ama-heavy industries adinga i-infrastructure, adinga i-access to i-major road or ama-railway, adinga i-supply yamanzi ne-power futhi. Yindaba bedinga umgaqo nje, umgaqo wabo laba bantu. Phela uzokhumbula grade 12 ukuthi laphayana njengoba behambisa izinto ezinkulu basebenzisa izinto ama-truck, izitimela ukuhambisa lezi zinto lezi ezinkulu. So badinga nje imigaqo enjengo-national freeways. Then asibheke i-impact to i-environment. Environmental impact, la basebenzisa large amount of water and causes air pollution and noise pollution. Ingakho bengale on the business on the outskirts of the city, lapha kuma rural urban fringe. So that's bengabangeli phela abantu umsindo and bengangcolisi umoya even namanzi. I-main focus ke yethu namhlanje grade 12 sizobheka ama-factors affecting i-location of industries and factors that favor or hinder the development of secondary economic activities. Sizobheka izinto eziyi-4 ke manje ezibalulekile for i-exam yethu grade 12. Yiziphi lezi zinto lezi eziyi-4 ke manje? Ilama industrial regions esinawo eSouth Africa enza imali, enza iSouth Africa ukuthi nje ibe iyona noma ibe indlela eyiyona njengamanje. Lama industries lawa iwona a-generator imali and iwona futhi a-provide umsebenzi. Imaphi ke grade 12 awu-4 and abizwa ngama-core industrial regions. I-Pretoria, Witwatersrand, Vereeniging ebizwa ngani in short nge-PWV. Bese kuba iDurban, Pinetown. Sibe nePort Elizabeth, Uitenhage, and then eyokugcina iSouth Western Cape. Asibheke i-location of ama-industries here manje ukuthi asuke located kephi and imaphi futhi ama-factors affecting the location of wona-ke lama-industries here. Uma bedecida kwi-site ukuthi sizowalocate kephi ama-industries ethu, ama-owners ayethathe lezi zinto into consideration-ke manje. Athatha izinto eziwu-2 grade 12. Babheka i-raw material, babheka ne-market. Kwi-raw material bayabheka ukuthi how close are the natural resources or raw materials the industry needs to make its profits. Then bese kuba i-market-ke. I-market phela siyabheka nakhona ukuthi how close is the market le edayisa ama-products kubantu. Now, i-question nje ejwayele ukuphuma-ke kwi-exam ijwayele ukuphuma kanje yalezi zinto esengiyimentionile. Abizwa ngani ama-industries lawa asuke located close to i-raw material? Enye i-question futhi iphinde ithi abizwa ngani lama-industries asuke located close to i-market? Ake siwabheke manje grade 12. Ama-industries azilocate nje close to i-raw material abizwa ngani ngama-raw material orientated industries. Then bese kuba lama-industries here la azilocate-ayo close to i-market-ke manje. And siwabiza ngani-ke lama-industries? Siwabiza ngama-market orientated industries. So singayikhohlwa lento grade 12 before nje ungene kwi-exam room, you must remember that. Now, the following factors can also affect the location of the industry. Imaphi lawo ma-factors? Awu-5. Transports, energy, labor, ama-link industries, nama-government policies. Transport kanjani? Ukuthi sinayo yini i-transport ezosusela-ke lama-raw materials ethu maswa mhlambe siwasusa eJohannesburg siwayisa overseas. Sizokwazi yini na ukwasusa eJohannesburg siwise kwi-harbour close by, for example njengaseThekwini. I-energy, sinayo yini i-energy reliable ethembekile ukuthi senze phela ibhizinisi lapho kuleyo area. Sibheke i-labor, Sibheka ama-surroundings ke manje ukuthi la esilocate khona le industry yethu ikhona yini i-labor. Khumbula ke grade 12 ukuthi la sibheke i-unskilled labor ne-skilled labor. As we know exactly ukuthi kuyabiza ukuqasha abantu ubasusa kude ngoba kumele ubaqashele i-accommodation. Kumele futhi uba-train if they are not skilled. Siphinde sibheke ama-link industries. Ama-link industries ilawa asidayisela phela le product le esiyenzayo ke manje. Nakhona futhi siyabheka ukuthi how close is ama-link industries ethu. So that phela singazi ukuspenda kakhulu si-transporta ama-goods ethu ngoba imali yethu izophelela kephi kwi-transport. Ama-government policies, sibheka ama-subsidies la ukuthi can u-government subsidize our industries noma nje ama-industries ethu. Now, ayisibheke-ke manje ama-factors favoring i-industrial development in South Africa. Imaphi lama-factor lawa amahle-ke la enza ukuthi ama-industries lawa awu-4 esinawo enzeke la e-South Africa. Now, imaphi-ke lawo ma-factors-ke? I-wide range of raw material. Ave sinama raw material la e-South Africa. Plenty of them. Singawabala nje kusukela we-iron ore, sekwe-gold, i-platinum, i-diamond. Maningi inqwaba. Siphinde futhi sibheke nokuthi we have a well-developed infrastructure. Masikhuluma nge-well-developed infrastructure, sikhuluma ngemigaqo esinayo e-right yokuthi senze phela ibhizinisi lethu lenzeke. We can now transport ama-goods ethu. Siwasusa kuleya ndawo, siyusa kuleya ndawo. Especially ama-link industries. Noma nje mhlambe sizowa-export ama-land ama-products ethu. Masiwasusa eMpumalanga, susa overseas. Ikhona imigaqo ethu e-right, ikhona i-railway yethu e-right ezosusa lezo impahla lezo noma ikholi to ama-hub. Siphinde sibheke futhi nendawo-ke ukuthi ibiza kanjani. La e-South Africa sine-cheap land. So i-cheap land iyenza kwenzeke phela-ke ukuthi thina ama-owners, ama-industries sikwazi ukuthi senze ibhizinisi ngoba i-land is cheap. Ngicela nje ukhumbule uma ukhuluma nge-cheap land akufike ekhanda grade 12 ukuthi le cheap land ikephi konje. Ilapha kuma-rural urban fringe. Okugcina sibheke the availability of skilled and unskilled labor force. Sine-pool of ama-skilled la e-South Africa and unskilled labor force. I-unskilled labor force sizoyidingelani-ke manje? Sizoyidinga phela-ke ukuthi iyenze lo msebenzi lo kuthiwa i-production. Besebenza ama-flexi hours. Bephume mhlambe bengene ama-shifts. Now, asibheke ama-factors alimita noma that are hindering i-industrial development in South Africa. Ama-factors amambi-ke grade 12 lawa esikhuluma ngawo. La sikhuluma nge-large distance between i-South Africa and its foreign markets. Masifuna ukudayisa ama-raw materials ethu noma ama-products ethu. Kuzomele phela sicabange ngama-cost ukuthi sizokhokha imali engakanani ukutransporta izinto zethu zisuke la kuma-hubs ala e-South Africa le e-China noma mhlambe ko-USA. And enye i-factor that hinders i-industrial development in South Africa, sikhuluma ngama-shortage of skilled labor in South Africa. Enye i-factor sikhuluma ngama-labor strikes. It's very costly uma kunama-labor strikes if ama-labours decide uvele ebeka amathuluzi phansi. Ngosuku nje olulodwa ikhampani noma ifirm ingaluza millions and millions of rands. I-water and electricity shortage, siyazi ukuthi e-South Africa asinawo amanzi enough. Nogesi wethu awukho reliable enough njengoba kuhlale kunama-power shortages, ama-load shedding. So we cannot rely fully with South African power or electricity. Asibheke ama-importance of industrial development in South Africa. Grade 12 maphuma i-question about the importance of industrial development in South Africa, akufika into eyodwa ekhanda lakho. Ukuthi makunama industries nje la naka ama industries ayafika la, into yokuqala yini eyenzakalayo? Abantu bathola imisebenzi. Ilento ekumele ifike. And le question lena i-question engaphuma ibe i-paragraph. Aswabheke lama importance of industries or industrial development in South Africa. Eyoqala, we have more foreign, we earn more foreign exchange through ama exports eswenzayo. So which means masidayisa whatever esinakho la as ama raw materials. Uma sesikudayisa in overseas countries, senza imali eningi ngoba we earning i-foreign exchange. Another importance of industrial development in South Africa would be is provide imisebenzi. So nika abantu amathuba emisebenzi. Uma abantu ke sebesebenza ke manje, kwenzakalani ke kubona ke? Ku-increase i-buying power. Abantu they can now afford ukuthenga nanoma yini abayithandayo. Another importance of industrial development in South Africa would be the development of more skills and experiences. So abantu bazogaina as besebenza laphana kulama mines lawa, bazogaina more experiences and skills as well. The last importance of industrial development in South Africa, factor will be industrial growth azostipulate ke manje simamise development of all other sectors and facilities. Now, ake sibheke ke manje ke kulezi zinto abajwayele ukuyibuza kakhulu ka grade 12. Lama main industrial regions in South Africa. Sema ngaki grade 12 awu4. Eyoqala say PWV. So iPWV ikephi kahle kahle ile eGauteng. And siyayazi nje ukuthi eGauteng igiant when it comes to umnotho. So this is the largest industrial region in South Africa. Umuntu mayicabanga mhlambe mayiyeka mhlambe isikole kanje. Esika mhlambe ka grade 12. Uyicabanga ukuthi you know what? Ake ngihambe ngiye Johannesburg noma eGauteng ngiyosebenza khona. Ngoba ngiyazi ukuthi imisebenzi isuke iminingi. Imaphi ke lama factors ke manje enza abantu ukuthi beze ke manje eJoburg bezosebenza noma eGauteng. Sizobheka ama factors favoring industrial development eGauteng. Eyokuqala, banama large markets lento PWV noma eGauteng. Okwesibili, banama plenty of skilled and unskilled labor force njengoba bese ngichazile ekuqaleni. Kunama raw materials amaningi ahlukene. Kukhona igold, khona iiron ore, khona iplatinum, maningi. And uma ubheka emigaqo yakhona, ama bridges akhona are well developed. So bane well developed transport routes. Sebenane Gautrain, even though singayisebenzisi that much ukutransport ama goods ethu but ihambisa abasebenzi. Siphinde sibheke access to money. La sibheke phela ukuthi sibheke i-capital from ama-bank, imali yokuqala business from ama-bank and as well as investors. Remember, ngobukhulu nje be-Gauteng, be-PWV, ku-attracta more and more investors to come and invest. Mabe investor kwenzakalani ke kubantu bathola imisebenzi. Ake sibheke ama kinds of industries abanawo e-PWV. Eyoqala banama chemical factories. Wesibili bane iron and steel factories. Baphinde futhi bebe ne food and drink beverages njengo ABI. And then bebe ne motor vehicle manufacturers or manufacturing. Sibheke yesibili. Eyesibili ibizwa ngeDurban Pinetown. Ikephi iDurban Pinetown? IseThekwini region, iseThekwini. And this is the second largest industrial area in South Africa. Asibheka ama factors favoring ama industries. Into yokuqala ke grade 12 makhulunywa ngalama core industrial regions. Uma khulunywa nje ngama core industrial regions along noma angasolwandle. Okokuqala akufike phela ukuthi kunehaba. So mase bekubuzile kwi-exam ukuthi imaphi lama factors favoring i-industrial development around leyo ndawo abalento abayidecide. Akufike number 1, access to shipping ports ngoba kune-harbour. That makes it easy for ama-goods ukuthi transported to overseas countries. Number 2, there are large markets in Durban, Pinetown. And then again, kunama plenty of skilled and unskilled labor. Then bese kuba enye factor will be there are many different kinds of raw materials atholakala at Durban, Pinetown. And then also sine well-developed transport routes or system. Siphinde sibheke futhi amanye ama-factors that's favoring industrial development la at Durban, Pinetown. Enye ifactor kuzoba yini? Access to money. And then eyogcina, we have good water supply. So grade 12 ngiyacela i-good water supply ngicela ungayikhohlwa yini indaba ngisho njalo. It's because iDurban phela ila along the Indian Ocean. It's along the warm Indian Ocean. So i-warm Indian Ocean iyenza it has more moisture yabo that creates condensation in the clouds and then bese kuyanet. So iDurban izohlezi injani inamanzi enough. And khumbula ke ukuthi sathi niqala sathi Durban ireceiver u500 millimeters of rainfall each year, more than that kahle kahle. Sibheka ama kinds of industries ase Durban. La sikhuluma ngama food processing factories, sikhuluma ngama sugar refineries or refining, sikhuluma nge-motor manufacturing or Toyota prospecting, sikhuluma ngama oil refining, sikhuluma ngama chemical factories. Now, enye industrial region eSouth Africa esinayo ibizwa ngani? Nge-Port Elizabeth UTNH. I-Port Elizabeth UTNH iyona ke eyogcina ke ngobukhulu kahle kahle la eSouth Africa. So which means imali egeneratayo ayifani neyase PWV, ayifani neyase eDurban, Pinetown. Now, this is the 4th largest industrial region in South Africa. Ama factors favoring industrial development kule ndawo ke imaphi ke grade 12. Sibheka i-access to a shipping port njengaseThekwini noma eDurban, Pinetown. Factories have been here for such a long time ngenxa yani ukuthi ngalesi sikhathi phela kufika abantu ba le overseas. Bafikela kephi? Bafikela ePort Elizabeth. Baphinde bafikela le eWestern Cape ko Cape Town. Enye factor that favoring location of ama industries kule area kuzoba plenty of skilled and unskilled labor. Then bese kuba availability of farming products. Siyazi ke iPort Elizabeth ukuthi noma nje iEastern Cape as a province ukuthi it's a rural province. So there's more of ama farming products. Asibheka ama kind of industries abanawo. Eyoqala nje motor vehicle factories. Siyazi ukuthi nje iPort Elizabeth UTNH idume ngo-VW. So VW wenziwa lapha yana ePort Elizabeth UTNH. Baphinde futhi benze leather goods factories nama textile factories, banama textile factories la abakha khona indwangu. Sekwenye futhi grade 12 i-industrial region eyesithathu ke manje ngobukhulu la eSouth Africa. Sibiza nganikele ngeSouthwestern Cape ikephi? Ilapha yana eWestern Cape kuphela. Ama factors favoring ama industrial development of iSouthwestern Cape eyoqala kuzoba i-access to shipping ports. Uzokhumbula ke manje ukuthi sisenze awu 3 manje ama industrial regions lawa ala along the ocean noma ngasolwandle. And wonke masiqala ngo point number 1 sibheka ama factors favoring industrial development there. Sibheka i-access to shipping ports. ngoba banama-harbors. Factor number 2, bese laphana ePort Elizabeth Uitenhage abantu abasuka overseas bafikela khona, ama-settlers afikela khona, so ngokufika kwabo nje baqala benza ama-industries. So nalana-ke futhi eSouth Western Cape, yes, lama-settlers lawa asuka overseas afikela la eSouth Western Cape, afika akha ama-industries. Enye ifactor-ke esingayibheka that's favoring i-industrial development la, kune-plenty of skilled and unskilled labor. And then okugcina, i-availability of farming products. Siyazi ukuthi Cape Town idume ngokwenza iwayini, so kutshala ama-grapes, tshala yonke into omarula and all that. Asibheka ama-kinds of industries-ke alaphayana eSouth Western Cape as an industrial region. Eyokuqala, i-clothing and footwear factories. Eyesibili, i-food processing factories. Eyesithathu, i-fish canning and packing factories. Then eyokugcina-ke, i-wine making. And grade 12-ke, having ukuthi ngwabale wonke lama-industrial regions, anama-common factors akhona-ke grade 12. And i-common factor yakhona ukuthi bonke laba bantu, wonke lama-regions have plenty of skilled and unskilled labor. So mase bekucelile nje lapho kwe-exam ukuthi please provide noma nikeza ama-factors favoring each of i-industry mhlampe elaphayana-ke noma abangayibhala. When into ezofika kuqala ekhanda lakho grade 12, kuzoba plenty of skilled and unskilled, ngoba it's a common factor kuwo wonke lama 4 industrial regions esesiwabalile. Now, ugovernment uze nama-strategies for ama-industrial development in South Africa, ngoba phela ufuna ukusimamisa umnotho eSouth Africa. Wenze njani-ke manje ugovernment-ke? Uze nama-initiative, i-strategy eziwu-2. Uthe nje ngizoza nento ethiwa Special Development Initiative, bese ngiza nani ne-Industrial Development Zone. So i-Special Development Initiative, in short, sibizwa nge-SDI. And then bese kuba ama-Industrial Development Zone, wona-ke in short abizwa ngama-IDZ. Now, yini-ke manje i-aim ka-government-ke ngokuset upha noma nokuza nalama-strategies lawa omabili? Ake sibheke i-Special Development Initiative ukuthi siyini-ke manje. I-Special Development Initiative is a development corridor. And usuzokhumbula-ke grade 12 ukuthi masikhuluma ngama-corridor bacabanga amaklasi abo, i-block yamaklasi abo, overanda labo. So is a development corridor that is development along major transport routes. Njengamapha ama-routes, mhlambe ON3, ON2, ON1, or nanoma yiphi nje i-major highway. Yiphi aim-ke yalana-ke? I-aim is to connect major industrial or mining areas. Now, ugovernment uwenze njani-ke manje la? Ugovernment improve i-infrastructure along the development corridor. Ukwenze njani? To stimulate i-development-ke manje and access areas along the routes. Ake senze i-example-ke manje grade 12. Ake sithi mhlambe kune-corridor esuka la iye Johannesburg. Ngicabanga-ke manje grade 12 ukuthi mangaki amadolobha esizodlula before sifike eJohannesburg. Ugovernment into yokuqala azoyenza ezowenza njani? Uzodevelopa lo mgaqo lo osuka la eDurban uya eJohannesburg. Ngokudevelopa kwakhe ufuna uthi enze izinto zibe lula phela, ukuthi uma kutravelwa mhlambe kutransportwa ama-goods from Durban to Johannesburg kungabe bikho ama-hiccups noma izinto ezovimba. Khumbula eJohannesburg ukuthi ikude grade 12. Laba bantu laba-ke mhlawumbe abahamba ngalama truck bazodinga nama-stops ukuma endleleni bephumule. Mabephumula kuzomela ukuba bespende imali. mhlambe ey'ndaweni ey'thize, mhlambe isitophu sabo sokuqala mhlambe kuzoba Pietermaritzburg, mhlambe sesibili kube Harrismith before beze befike eJohannesburg. So ngokuspenda kwabo imali-ke kulezo y'ndawo lezo y'ndawo ziyasimama. And then also even ama-tourist mazosuka eDurban eGoli azokhathala endleleni. Uma manje endleleni azodecide ukuthi you know what, ngidinga indawo yokulala. So mangidinga indawo yokulala kuzomele phela ngibheke mhlambe i-B&B around the area noma ihhotel around the area. Abanye bevele decide ukuthi you know what, ake sibheke indawo yala, ake sibheke nje i-tourism yala around the area. So the more bespenda contribute towards i-tourism yaleyo ndawo, and then leyo ndawo bese yasimama grade 12. Okay, another point would be small towns and activities such as farming and tourism are developed along these routes. Njoba ngikade ngisho nje ukuthi abantu badinga ama-stops. Ake sibheke i-industrial development zone ebizwa ngani-ke grade 12 in short, IDZ. Ike-ke and indawo ezinjani-ke lezi-ke grade 12. Remember, it's a government strategy uzama ukusimamisa umnotho wala eSouth Africa. Ugovernment into yokuqala bheka lezi ndawo lezi ebezi-neglected, ebenganakiwe ekuqaleni, but ezinezinto ezi-right njenge-infrastructure nje kanje, bese eyayifukula in terms of umnotho wakhona. So government, yes, ama-industrial development zone, they're usually close to harbors or airports. For example, i-IDZ nje yokuqala esingacabanga ngayo ise-KZN i-Richards Bay. I-Richards Bay has i-harbor. It has i-airports as well. And lezi ndawo-ke lezi njengayo i-Richards Bay for instance, i-include ama-factories avele ekhona kuleyo ndawo noma kulelo dolobha. And ugovernment-ke uhulumeni ufuna ama-plans akhe ukuthi nje e-upgrade i-infrastructure of lelo dolobha lelo elincane nama-services so that ezo-attracta i-investment, ama-investors a-overseas ezowenzani, ezo-investor la kule ndawo kuleli dolobha, so that i-economy of the town izokhuphuka. And most of the time ama-IDZ-ke ahlezi ehlangene, they are linked to one noma to each other along ama-major cities by ama-special development initiatives. Now, if ubheka-ke la grade 12 emaphini yakho unento ekuthiwa yini ama-SDIs. Maningi ama-SDIs la eSouth Africa. Khumbula-ke grade 12 ukuthi ngitheni ekuqaleni ngithi ama-SDIs ama-corridor, and i-corridor into esuka ngala mhlambe ka-left iya le ka-right njengase ama-block asemaklasini o-veranda. So sinale mase ubheke nje grade 12 khona ebizwa nge-coast to coast SDI. Iqala kephi? Lapha eWelvis Bay. Iyogcina kephi-ke manje? Igcina le eMaputo. And iMaputo-ke ile eMozambique, ayikho la eSouth Africa, but ilinkiwe nje. Now, i-coast to coast SDI iyona ende kunawo wonke-ke la grade 12 in eSouth Africa. And i-coast to coast ihambe ibe ne-corridor ebizwa ngani? Nge-Maputo Development Corridor ehlanganisa ama-cities. Ngoba uzokhumbula phela-ke ukuthi grade 12 le corridor iqala kephi? Lapha eGauteng. So ihlanganisa oJohannesburg, ihlanganisa nama-cities such as Nelspruit before izifike laphayana eMaputo egcineni. So ingakho siyibiza ngani? Nge-Maputo Corridor. Ake sibheke nje i-SDI enye mhlambe esingase siyibone la. Yes, nansi i-Richards Bay SDI, i-corridor, and as you can see ungabona nje laphayana benze kwangazi ukuthi kumgaqo nansi isuka laphayana, isuka kahle kahle e-Richards Bay ibhekele towards eMaputo. So it's a Richards Bay corridor. Ikhona futhi enye i-SDI Esa-developer-ke laphayana eGauteng, isa-developer as we speak. Khona enye i-SDI esinayo futhi ebizwa nge-Fish River SDI Industrial. And ihlanganisa ama-cities amaningi njengomthatha o-Wild Coast ize iyofika laphayana phezulu ko-Port and Jones. Then ngala ka-left sine-West Coast Investment Initiative ilaphayana-ke eSaldanha Bay. But iSaldanha Bay-ke sizokhumbula grade 12 ukuthi kune-IDZ eqhamukayo laphayana. Then bese kuba eyokugcina-ke ebizwa nge-Gariep SDI isuka e-Alexandra Bay iyofika kephi lapha e-Uppington. Sibheka ama-SDIs, ama-IDZs. Ama-IDZs grade 12, ama-Industrial Development Zones. Nansi le bengikhuluma ngayo-ke laphayana eJohannesburg, which is called i-Johannesburg Industrial Zone. Le is still needs to be developed, it's still developing kahle kahle. Then bese uba ne-Richards Bay Industrial Development Zone. La nje basitshengisa ukuthi how much of i-investment asebe-investile. Remember, grade 12, le investment le isuka kulama countries lawa a-overseas anemali bayeza bazo-investa kephi la eSouth Africa. Njengethatha industry nje, ithatha plant isi-investe u-670 million and sebekwazile-ke manje through the investment employ abantu around 300. And kusane possible future investment of 400 million onga-create cishe mhlambe about 400 jobs e-Richards Bay Development Zone alone. Then bese siba ne-East London Industrial Development Zone. Si-create imisebenzi engango-930 through i-manufacturing kweminye imisebenzi. I-value of investment ngalesi sikhathi is standing at about 1.3 billion. So imali lesi investwe ama-companies a-overseas bezo-investa la e-East London. Then bese uba eyokugcina-ke ebizwa ngani nge-Koeka Industrial Development Zone. Uzokhumbula-ke ukuthi ilaphayana phela-ke ePort Elizabeth. La ba-specialize kuma-motor industries and sebe-create imisebenzi engango-7,147 and i-value of investment esizile nje kule region kule IDZ isilinganisela ku-2.1 billion. So iyona enkulu kunawo wonke ama-industrial development zone thus far. Ake sibheke ama-exam questions abangase besibuze wona-ke manje grade 12 kwi-exam yethu ukuthi singalindela maphi ama-questions around le topic. Nansi exam question ethathwe ngo-2016 ngoNovember 2016. I-question yakho ithi the PWV/Gauteng industrial region is the largest contributor to the South African GDP. This was only overcoming the problem of water scarcity in this region. Bese beyabuza-ke manje. But what does the abbreviation PWV stands for? Usuyasho-ke manje ukuthi stands for Pretoria, Witwatersrand, Vereeniging. Khumbula grade 12 ukuthi this is the biggest region. So iyona uMakoya iyona eyenza umnotho omningi wala eSouth Africa. Number 2. So the discovery of which mineral led to the development of the PWV industrial region. So yiphi le mineral le eyenze ukuthi kuze kube ne-PWV kakhulu. Then i-answer yakho kuzoba yini-ke? Kuzoba i-gold. Uzokhumbula ukuthi i-Johannesburg njengamanje through i-gold, i-discovery of i-gold. Sibheke enye question grade 12. Any question? But name one mineral you have studied and explain how it's contributed to industrial development in this region. Okay, grade 12 ke ufunde ngama minerals amathathu. I-gold, i-platinum, i-coal. Mhlambe abanye bafunde ngamanye ama minerals. So i-gold ke grade 12 it has led to the development of ama-jewelry making. Siyazi ukuthi kwenziwa ubucwebe ngegold. So ama-manufacturing industries aseze aqhamuka through ukutholakala kwani kwegold. So abantu sebeyakwazi noma ama-factories ayaseyakwazi ukuthi e-convert-ke manje le raw material into a finished product which is ama-jewelries. Another point ongalibeka grade 12 ungasho phela ukuthi i-gold selilidele ukuthi kube ne-growth noma ukukhula kuma-exports industries. Another point ongalifaka, i-gold provide raw materials for processing. Then bese uba mineral number 2 esibiza ngane nge-platinum. I-platinum yona ke isilidele phela ukuthi kube nama-chemical industries. Imaphi lawo ma-chemical industries? Usasol. Siyazi ukuthi usasol nje umakhoya when it comes to i-fuel production. Another point ungalifaka grade 12 kwi-exam yakho ungathi i-platinum it has led to the use noma it's used in motor manufacturing industries. For example, mhlambe u-BMW, u-Ford, u-Toyota, Reynolds, any other factory noma other brand ongayifaka. I-platinum provides ama-raw materials for processing. Bese sibheka i-coal ke manje. I-coal ke yona ke without having ukuthi usicabange kakhulu grade 12 i-coal siyisebenzisa phela la eSouth Africa ukugenerate i-power. Sisebenzisa i-coal power, asebenzisa ama-hydroelectric powers njengako Mozambique ugesi wamanzi. So i-coal ke provides materials for the generation of electricity, e.g. i-Eskom. And then also there's a production of liquid fuel, e.g. usasol. Kube ne-production of ama-fertilizers and pesticides, and then also ama-cosmetics through i-coal. I-coal siyakhumbula nje le kuma-early grades ukuthi safunda ngayo ukuthi i-coal yakwazi ukwenza ngayo ama-cosmetics. And then bese kuba i-production of cement such as ama-elephant cement or alpha cement. Ukugcina mhlawumbe i-point ongali-provide grade 12 ungathi nje provide raw materials for any processing. Any question ongayibheka mhlambe kwi-exam ongayilindela? Mhlambe bengathi explain how the problem of water scarcity is shortage grade 12. How the problem of water scarcity was overcome in the PWV Gauteng region or industrial region. So ama-answers ongawa-expecta ke noma imakhi wa-expectile ukuthi uwabhale kungaba yilawa alandelayo. Khumbula uya-explainer ukuthi i-problem i-overcome kanjani, isiphi isixazululo abeze naso uku-overcome i-problem yani ye-water scarcity. So i-strategy sokuqala ebeze naso ke manje PWV was i-water transfer schemes la abasusa khona amanzi in places of plenty boyise endaweni la amanzi engekho khona. So basusa endaweni la okunamanzi khona bewa transfer to indawo anganayo amanzi. Point number 2 ongawufaka kungaba the establish Tugela Valley water transfer scheme. la amanzi esuswa kephi ngale either osukela uwise kephi eval dam. Uzokhumbula ukuthi ivali kephi ilapha eGauteng. And then again, if amanzi engekho othukela, then you can also transfer amanzi kephi lapha eval to uthukela, either way. And then also khona i-agreement eyenziwa i-South African government together with iLesotho. La abavumelana phela khona ukuthi kumele be-establishe into ebizwa ngani ngeLesotho Highland Water Scheme. iLesotho ave inamanzi amaningi grade 12. Inamanzi amaningi. So ingakho thina-ke as ama-South Africans uma sesinganawo amanzi siyasicabanga ukuthi nokwazi ikhona i-country ewu-neighboring wethu noma ewumakhelwane wethu inamanzi, so asenze i-scheme so that amanzi sizokwazi ukuwasusa kuleya country which is iLesotho to our country. And then i-PWV futhi enye indlela eyenze ngayo overcome i-water scarcity, i-problem ye-water scarcity, yenze ama-water restrictions. Ama-water restrictions it's whereby amanzi switch off ngama-hours athize iphinde switch on ngama-hours athize. Iphinde encourage into ekuthiwa i-recycling of water. So uma urecycle amanzi-ke ungarecycle amanzi asevele sesetshenzisiwe so that engabuye esetshenziswe amanzi arecyclishiwe kakhulu ayesetshenziswe ama-land ama-factories. Even you can purify them as a municipality to be in drinkable water for ama-citizens noma abahlali nje balapho kuleyo area. And then also PWV iphinde yafaka le measure into place whereby ba-encourage-ke manje the use of the borehole water. Yini borehole? I-borehole ila okusetshenziswa khona i-ground water. So which means kudrillele phansi up until kuze kufike lapha kwi-ground water amanzi ezephume then bese kufaka izinto ey'njengama-pits. So i-use of ama-boreholes ayasave ukuthi abantu bengakhokhi kakhulu and then also abantu behleze benawo amanzi. Then i-strategy sokugcina esetshenziswe i-PWV kube i-rain water harvest whereby besebenzisa oJoJo tank, ba-encourage even ama-factories even ama-citizens ukuthi esebenzise oJoJo water whereby uma kunetha amanzi will go straight to oJoJo, ama-Jojo tanks. Now, another question. Bengathi explain the contribution of this industry, noma industrial region, to the economic growth of Gauteng, not of South Africa, but of Gauteng. Ama-answer ongawabhala would be, number 1, provision of employment opportunities. Njoba ade ngishilo ekuqaleni ukuthi nje grade 12 once kwathiwa nje nansi industry izela kule area yini emele icabanga into yokuqala, the provision of employment. Point number 2, the provision of an important market for raw materials of the primary sector. Elinye ipoint ongalifaka, Gauteng will earn foreign investment through manje ama-exports of many industrial products. Ama-products lawa asuke seprocessiwe-ke njengoba ade ngishilo ekuqaleni ukuthi igolide can be turned into ama-jewelries, and then we can export those products to overseas countries. So by doing so, sizo-earn foreign exchange. Elinye point will be invest large amounts of capital, thus boosting the economic growth of our industries. Another point is about development along major routes. Njengani la ama-corridor bese siwasho. Bese kuba infrastructure development njengani i-OR Tambo, international airports, i-Gautrain, ama-Eastwalls, even ne-Maputo corridor. Another point ungalifaka-ke grade 12 will be ama-industries provide employment resulting in spending, higher spending. I-higher spending-ke manje yini i-buying power. Seqaleni abantu uma behola besebenza behola kahle, they can be able to afford uthenga nanoma yini. So leyo nto i-increase ini i-buying power of abantu abahlala kephi eGauteng. The last point, to sum it all, it contributes phela to in South African GDP. I-GDP phela ngamanye amazwi yini i-gross domestic product. Echaza ukuthini-ke? This is the total value of all goods and services produced in a country within a space of 1 year or a period of 1 year. So i-profits esiyenzayo-ke as a country. So that is i-GDP. Then bese kuba ne-GNP. I-GNP ila, yes, esithatha khona-ke manje le profits le total value of all goods and services produced within a country within a space of 1 year plus ama-foreign earnings, imali esuke yenziwe kephi laphayana kuma-overseas countries. Now, grade 12, just to recap, la sikhulume ngama-secondary economic activities, izinto ebooster ini imali to i-South African GDP noma economy. La sikhulume ngama-4 industrial regions ayi-4 abalulekile kwi-PWV, i-Durban Pinetown, then kwasuba i-South Western Cape kwaba i-Port Elizabeth Wilson H. Sasho-ke sathi, you know what, kune-strategies esetshenziswa uhulumeni-ke manje la e-South Africa to catch up with those major industrial developments esinawo. Imaphi lawo ma-strategies-ke manje awafakile uhulumeni-ke to catch up with ama-economies of lama provinces lawa noma ama-cities asevele well developed. Awuthiwa ama-strategies, seyoqala i-Special Development Initiative, which is called the SDI, and then eyesibili sathi yini, sathi IDZs, which is the Industrial Development Zones. Now, grade 12, asingakhohlwa nje njalo uma senza ama-factors affecting i-location of ama-industrial regions, asingakhohlwa ama-common factors. Ngithela ama-common factors cishe awu-2, ama-unskilled laborers, i-availability of skilled laborers nama-unskilled laborers, a-common kuwo wonke lama-4 regions. And then bese kuba yini-ke futhi ilama industrial regions along the ocean. I-common factor yakhona yini? I-availability of ama-harbors. Until sizosibonana next time, grade 12, nginifisela inhlanhla kuma-exams enu. Sobonana nje ngokuzayo. Goodbye.
Siyathemba nifunde kahle nasithokozela isifundo sethu sanamhlanje enisethulelwe ngezilokotho ezinhle iThala libambisene ne-GoDigitalSA Foundation. Thamelani ke futhi esilandelayo ngesikhathi esifanayo. Ningakhohlwa ukumema nabanye abafundi bebanga le-12 ukuze nabo basizakale kulolu hlelo. Uma ninemibuzo noma nifisa ukuxhumana nathi, ningasithinta ngokufaka imibuzo yenu kwinombolo yethu ye-WhatsApp ethi 068 151 1072. Mfundi, ungakhohlwa ukubhala isifundo obuza ngaso ngaphambi kokubhala umbuzo wakho. Angiyiphinde inamba yethu 068 151 1072. Siyabonga.
Sanibonani, siyanamukela kwa-GoDigitalSA Foundation.